Hey guys, so we're gonna be cutting out the wheel centers on our H-1 wheels. I've already started, but I'm gonna do some recording and show you guys what's up. It's gonna get noisy, so I'm gonna play some music or something, because you don't want to hear this. Okay, so we got our center cut out, and let me tell you, that little $150, $170 plasma cutter, it did the job. I mean, we're 3/8, close to a 1/2 inch, 7/16 on that cut. That's about as max as she's gonna go. I had to go real slow, and a couple of times I had to back up and then advance. But this is what we got. We definitely got our wheel center cut out. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this bolted up, and I'm gonna go over it with the angle grinders. And yeah. You probably don't want to, well, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the rest of these out, but you don't need to see that, so stick around and we'll catch up later. Hey, we're back. So this little guy here, this little Beadlock, 50 amp plasma cutter is the little best arc that could. Cause them centers, it took everything that little sucker had to cut those centers out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through and clean all that up with the grinding wheel, make it look nice and purty, which it ain't gonna be fun. But gotta do what you gotta do. Stick around. So we got all the original centers cut out. Now we need to go through and tack all these in place. So we see where they gotta go, and go through and mark all those. We're gonna use the little flapper wheel to clean them up, because I need to tack them in place so that way I can set them up in the lathe to clean up those edges that I cut with the plasma cutter. And the way we're gonna tack these in place is I'm probably gonna use a square. I don't know how well the concrete floor is gonna work. I may end up taking that plate and flipping it over or cleaning it off, so we got a nice clean flat surface to set under here to measure off of. So yeah, actually I'm gonna do that and get right back to you. Okay, so I cleaned up that metal plate, so I got a nice flat 3/8 plate for a flat surface. What I'm doing is I'm taking the caliper and I'm seeing what I get. Seems like five inches 12 thousandths is pretty average. Oh, there's 505. So I come over to this side That's 509, 510. And I come over here, 510. Come over here, 509. So that's pretty friggin' close. It's within 5 thousandths, but I'm sure by the time I tack it in there, it'll be 10. So that's what I'm gonna do to center, or not center it, but make it even. Make it flush, plumb, true, level, whatever you wanna call it. Parallel, perpendicular, whatever you're going off of. But what I'm gonna do before I tack it in place is all these contact points, I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna clean all the paint off. Once I have awesome, then I'll go ahead and set them up with the caliper and tack them in place. So here we go. Hey, I'm back. Look how dirty my face is. So I figured out that that little fella does not do as good as that big fella. So the air just wasn't keeping up with it, and it wasn't a big enough disc to really get things done quick. But go ahead and take a look in here. You see all the shininess. Oh yeah, all the way around on all them suckers. So now I'm gonna go through and set them up all on the plate with the caliper and get them all tacked into place. Yeah, I'll show you what I come up with. So I just want to show you something. So the way I'm lining this up is I got this leg is right over top of one bolt. So that means that one's over top of one bolt, that one's over top of one bolt, that one's over top of one bolt. So that means these other ones are over top of 2 bolts. So I just want to get it symmetrical. I want things to be symmetrical, you know, because symmetrical is good. And then I just kind of take it and like wiggle it around. Wiggle it around. Cause see all that slop? See, that's a lot of slop. So we gotta kind of just work it around a little bit till we get a happy medium. We gotta find that happy medium. And then I'm gonna take my clapper, and I'm gonna set it up with my clapper best I can, all 4 corners, and then tack her in place. All right, I just want to show you guys this. Zero. Or we'll take the gloves off so it's a little easier. 0. 5005. We'll go opposite of that. 5495. 4989, 4990. 4995. So we're within 10 to 15 thou, but that's gonna change because of this lip right here, maybe a little bump down there. Either way, we're under 20 thou, which is perfectly fine. It's probably better than the factory run out was, so we're pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and tack each one. Not gonna weld it up solid yet. I'm gonna wait till I can get it on the lathe and actually see what the run out is. But I'm gonna do a couple more tacks and we'll move on to the next ones. All right, welcome back. Got them all tacked in there. They're all less than 20 thou. They're all closer to 10. So the next step is we'll take them and chuck them up in the lathe, and we'll see what the run out is in the lathe. And also, while it's in the lathe, we will clean up what we cut with the plasma cutter. So we'll get those all nice and cleaned up, and we'll check to see what our run out is, and yeah, they'll be good. So stick around.